And it's time for the grand final of the Big Lager Championship. Let's not have a look at the table. So we're not going to look at the table because I want to introduce the beers first of all. And we will look at the table in a bit. But first of all, we're going to introduce the beers, give each its chance in the spotlight. First of all, because this is a special occasion, I'm wearing my Ardbeg t-shirt, not just plain black. There is a bit of variety, you see. So let's have a look at the first contender in the final. Let's not waffle. Let's just talk about which of them is the first one up. So, our first finalist is the Red Stripe. So what can I say? The Red Stripe Lager has got all the way to the final to book the first slot. Let's talk about the Red Stripe's route to the final. So first of all, the Red Stripe took on the Bière Deluxe and like absolutely cruised past the Bière Deluxe. Then it beat the Cruz Campo, which was quite a good beer really, but wasn't good enough to beat the Red Stripe. Then the Red Stripe absolutely smashed the Stella Artois. It just was not good enough. And then it was again the smoothness of the Red Stripe and the fact it was quite refreshing and, well, there was nothing wrong with it really, made it just squeeze past the Madry to book the first place in the final. So there we go, Red Stripe, first finalist. But let's just pop it down here for a second because we need to give our second finalist an equal, an equal airing, should we say? That's not the best word, is it really? But anyway, that's the only word I can think of. So our second finalist, all the way from Lidl, is the Sabor. Basically the Madry knockoff, and actually this can, I'm sure the can, I said the cans were 500ml. Now, I don't know, I don't know, I might have to look at the photo. Maybe it might be on the photo that I took for the thumbnail. I'll have a little look. Because this is actually 440ml, and it's not got the picture of the person. I had to get some more, you see, because I ran out of Sabors. So I had to get some more. They've not got a picture of the person on the front, so I don't know whether they've been told to take the person off. So I'm hoping it's the same beer, brewed by the same people, but it is Sabor. It's a different can art, and I'm starting to think now it's actually a different can. It's 440ml. They were 4 for £4.24. The Red Stripe was 4 for, I think, £6.29 or £6.99, I think it was. But they are pint cans. But if these have gone down from 500 to 440, that's interesting. I don't know, they might have always been 440 though, but I've only just noticed the can art is different. They've now got a picture of a castle on the front instead of that fellow with the beard and the glasses. Anyway, let's talk about the Sabor's route to the final. So, looking at the Sabor's route to the final, that started right at the bottom of the table, and it took on the Estrella, and absolutely smashed the Estrella. Also smashed through against the Angelo Peretti. The closest, I think, it came, well, the closest came was the quarters and the semis. A tough quarter against Birra Mapelli, very good beer, but wasn't good enough to beat the Sabor. And then it ended up with quite possibly the strongest matchup so far in the competition. The Sabor against the Champignoils, and the Sabor emerged victorious from that, booking the second place in the finals. So there we go. The Sabor, let's put it over here. The Red Stripe, let's put it over here. Right, first of all, I was going to do this as a blind taste test with the good old glasses that we've come to know and love, like I would normally. But you know what? I'm going to know which one's which straight away. Just by looking at them, I'll know which one's which. This is going to be a much lighter colour than this one. So I thought, well, if I'm going to know which one's which anyway, there's no point in doing it blind. And if I'm not doing it blind, let's give them a bit of a treat. Let's put them in a decent glass. So I wasn't going to do this time. I wasn't going to do the decent glasses. I was just going to do it like any other. But you know what? It's a special occasion. I've got my Ardbeg t-shirt on. Let's do some nice Stein glasses. Let these beers shine in a Stein. I just came up with that. Shocking. Anyway. So, Red Stripe, pint can, Sabor. Let's have a look at these for a second. So, 4.6% on the Sabor and 4.7% on the Red Stripe. I don't have to look. I know it's 4.7%. What can I say? Should we get them cracked open? Let's get them cracked open. So, Sabor is going in a Lowenbrau glass. I'm hoping these are equally clean, these glasses, but we're going to give a bit of swilling room, so we're not doing full pints here. I think about that much will do. We can always top them up if necessary. So there's your Sabor. Might need a bit more in there. Need a bit more of the Sabor. Sorry, I'll stop doing it, I promise. Red Stripe. Ooh, is that? Oh, it's a dirty glass. Red Stripe's getting a dirty glass. That's not fair, is it really? I will give it a bang. Not use the spatum for a bit. That's probably why. Should we tap it over here? Ooh, yeah, apologies for anybody wearing headphones. But that's a bit better, isn't it? Right, so we've got the Sabor dissipating nicely. We've got the red stripe pouring, and again, they are different colours, so I would have known which one was which just by looking at them. Let's have a look at them. Some bubbles on the glass. I guess an equal amount of each there. Can we get rid of them bubbles? Should we have another go? There we go. Beautiful. Clean as a whistle, almost. Right, so I might as well put the cans down. Should I put the cans? I'll put the cans down for now. We know which one's which. I'm not going to tell you which one's which. I'll tell you what. Just in case people forget, I will put the cans up. So we've got Sabor on my right, red stripe on my left. Let's get the taste test underway. So we can have a look at them again as usual. The head of this one's dissipating more quickly than this one. Bubbles similar for both. Orangey, yellowy. So when I look up to the light, yeah, that's definitely more orange than that one. So we know which one's which anyway. If it was one where I wouldn't have been able to tell by looking at it which one's which, it might have been fun to do a blind taste test. But I'm going to score these. I've got no allegiance to either of these beers. I'm going to score them on several factors. Let's have a see which one is the best. So let's have a smell on the Sabor first. Oh, that smells really nice. It does. It really does. It's got a bit of orange, bit of lemon, a little bit grassy, getting loads of malt, a little bit of syrupiness, but that is actually smelling better than it smelt in the last round, to be honest. It smells just really nice. It all smells like Helles, really. So it's like malty, but it's zesty, and it's just... I think that's the thing about the Sabor. It's not overly malty. It's not massively malty. It's a bit malty, but it's also got some of those lovely Hellesy notes. We've got a little bit of sweetness there. We've got some citrus. It's a little bit grassy. There's a little bit of everything in that smell. I do like that. It's very, very nice. Let's try the red stripe, because I know that the red stripe has a unique aroma, should we say? And it's not disappointing. Again, we're getting that little bit of smokiness in there. And I was like, I see petrol fumes. Almost like a car exhaust in the early morning. Weird. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. It makes it interesting. Don't really know how this is brewed, but it might be something to do with how it's brewed. But we are getting a bit of malt in there as well. Slightly more biscuity. What else are we getting there? It's a little bit zesty as well. Yeah, very starkly different aromas. Again, I would have known from the aroma which one was which as well. You know, this one, much more malty. Fresher, zestier, sweeter. This one, as I say, it's certainly got that red stripeness in the aroma. It's hard to not know that this is red stripe. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's not much else you can say about it. I mean, the red stripe is just a very nice, clean aroma with a little bit of that kind of smokiness. The Sabor is also a nice, clean aroma, but it's got more malt and a little bit more sweetness in the aroma there. But I'm not here to smell the beers. I'm here to drink the beers. So can I put these a bit nearer to the camera so I don't knock the cans over? Hopefully that's not wrecked anything. Water, I'll put the water out of the way. Well, I'm not using it. Here they are. Starting with this one. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, so originally it comes in... Oh yeah, the aftertaste comes in quite late with that, but that's not a bad thing. Comes in with a nice bit of crispness, maltiness, filling the mouth. Moving it around the mouth, get a little bit of fruitiness. I'm getting a tad of that kind of banana and clove that I get from a wheat beer, which is what confused me and made me think it was the Champignons when I did it previously. It's very, very far in the background, but I think there is a little bit of that there. Get a little bit of apple in flavour as well. Certainly be getting the orange, a bit of tangerine. Definitely. These beers could be colder, but I didn't want them to be too cold. I've left them out of the fridge for a bit because I want to get the flavour. Obviously, I would have these beers colder if I was just enjoying them as a cold frosty one. But I want to get full flavour out of these things. Sabor, every bit as good as Remember It. Whether you take bits, whether you take a big gulp, it's nice. It goes down easy as well. There's nothing that would be sickly after you've had a few of them. It's just really smooth. And it is smooth as well. It's not like the Madri was quite, say, gassy. This is not. This is really smooth compared to the Madri. Very, very nice. I mean, I think it might be smoother in these wider glasses anyway. Some of the carbonation might have been knocked out of it, but still, let's dive into this one now. Cheers. So I'm hit with a bit more of a lemoniness. Hang on, let's wait for any aftertaste. Nice bit of bitterness on the finish there as well. I'm hit with a nice bit of lemoniness when it comes in. It's quite sweet but also dry. Sounds strange. As it hits the tongue. Let's try again. Let's have a good gulp because I had a good gulp of that one, didn't I? So you get a little bit of rusticness with this, but not in a dirty rusticness way. It's just kind of like, as I said before, it tastes very different to like all other lagers really that I've drank. Bit of bitterness, bit of lemon, bit of grassiness, not a huge amount of malt, very smooth, very drinkable. Not a huge amount in the aftertaste, I won't lie. Let's have a go, one more go. So, we're going to run this in a slightly different way than the other taste tests. I'm going to put them against each other in a few different elements to what I like in a lager. So first of all, I'm going to go initial impression first of all. So which of these lagers do I actually prefer? Which would I prefer to drink? Or should I do that last? Maybe I'll do that last in the event of a tie. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about positives and negatives of each beer, or which one comes out top for certain areas. So, this one's drier, it's not quite as sweet, and it goes down a bit easier, probably less likely to be sickly after a few of them. So I'd say for kind of like longevity, lastability, the Sabor would definitely win for that. I think the Red Stripe might get a little bit sickly, but to be honest, it's not too sweet. It is quite smooth and a little bit of dryness. I mean, both of these are going down incredibly easy, as you can see. I may have to top them up a bit. Let's go for the vertical pour. Let's just get the rest of this in there. So that's it. The Sabor will be finished shortly. Right. Okay. What else then? So aroma. Which aroma did I prefer? Let's talk about that first. Which's got the best aroma? So a bit sweet, doughy. I'm getting kind of flapjacks on the aroma. Really. But almost like flapjacks made out with like, I don't know, well, not say wholemeal, but made with oats, aren't they? That's what I'm getting the aroma of the Sabor. The Red Stripe, again's got that kind of strange smokiness on the aroma. Yeah, I mean, the aroma, what should I give the aroma? Yeah, I think I'll have to give the aroma to the Sabor, really. because the aroma, the Sabor smells like really nice. I mean, it's smelling a little more sweet, a little more malty now. It doesn't smell quite as Helles-like as it did originally, but originally it smelled very much like a very good Helles. Now it's smelling like quite a malty Helles, I'd say, and that's a real positive for me. So I think the Sabor has to take it on the aroma. Let's try drinkable, how drinkable they are. So it's malty, it's smooth, very nice. I'd say the red stripe's a bit more crisp, so I think that would be a bit more refreshing. So I think if I had to down a pint of one of these two, I'd choose the red stripe. Just to me, it's a bit easier to just get down. They're both equally smooth, but I think with it having a slightly thinner body, a slightly crisper taste, I think drinkability is going to this one. So there we go. So we're at 1-1 at the moment. Now I've already said the Sabor is more lastable. So I'm kind of using the categories I used in my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet had these categories when I did it. So we had initial impression, which I'm not doing yet. And we had drinkability, we had lastability. We also had a buzz factor, just so that beers with really high alcohol content didn't miss out. But can't really give that. They would get the same amount for that because they're both similar. Let's think about character though. So character is also something else. How much flavour am I getting from them? How complex are the flavours? What's the width of the flavours? What's the depth of the flavours? The Sabor is giving me more flavour. So I think that's going to have to be 3-1 to the Sabor with more flavour. So is there anything else? So we've got 3-1 to the Sabor. Is there anything else I can talk about these beers that makes one better than the other? Which one have I drunk more of? I've drunk more of the Red Stripe, so that could be an extra point for the Red Stripe. We could call it 3-2 if I'm being like that. But that again goes with the drinkability, so maybe not. I mean, you can probably tell already I'm leaning more one way than the other. It's got a nice level of bitterness. It's not too sweet. It's nice and malty. This one, possibly bordering on a little too sweet, maybe. As I've lived with these a bit longer, this one's getting a little bit sharp, a little bit sickly. This one, still absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's refreshing, it's crisp, it's characterful, it's malty. It's got a lot, really. This Sabor has got a lot. It's so good. It's really, really nice lager. And I think there are other lagers that have been knocked out that are up there with the Sabor, possibly, nearly there, that are better than the Red Stripe. Red Stripe's still really good, a worthy, should we say run up at this stage? Possibly. But is there anything else? Is there anything that can save the Red Stripe from this defeat? Because at the moment, the Sabor is ahead. The Red Stripe is reeling against the ropes. Is there anything that we can do to save the Red Stripe? I'm not sure at this stage. The Sabor came out of the stronger matchup, and I hate to say this, but I think the Champignons is better than the Red Stripe. Not even sure whether it's worth doing a second place playoff, but the Red Stripe is officially the runner-up if it doesn't win, that is. But I'm very close to calling it at this point. Because had these ended up tying up, I'd go with the kind of, well, which one would I just rather drink? If I got another can, if I could only get a can of one more of these two, which one would it be? And truth be told, I'd have to say it'd be the Sabor. So really, it's a slam dunk for the Sabor. Red Stripe. Very nice lager. Very impressive. Totally deserved to get to the final. But Sabor, it's just better. It's just a better beer. It's a better beer. It's a different lager. It's maltier, but I think it's a really good version of a Spanish lager. It's brewed in Spain, and it is like the lagers in Spain. It's really good. It's good. It's malty, not too malty. Got a bit of breadiness. Nice little aftertaste. It's still quite crisp, quite refreshing, and considering these are not ice cold, it still goes down really, really well. Really easily. This one's a little bit sweet. After you've had a few, it's probably, I say, will get a bit sickly. So I think I've come to my conclusion. So the runner-up for the Big Lager Championship, which we have managed to get done in 2025. So that is absolutely brilliant. So the Red Stripe is the runner-up. There we go. Unfortunately, it didn't win, but it got really, really close. It deserved to beat the Madri. It is better than Madri, but the Red Stripe has been knocked out and will take the place as our runner-up. Let us clear the stage for the winner of the Big Lager Championship, the massive one, which really has seemed to go on forever, and I'm never going to repeat a championship this big again, I don't think, but there are other championships on the horizon. Oh dear. Maybe tomorrow you might find out about one of those championships if my schedule goes to plan. But there we go. Sabor from Lidl. 4 cans for £4.29. 440ml cans, 4.6% ABV. Absolute steal at £1. What would that be? About £1.07. About £1.07 a can. So yeah, £1.07p a can. Yeah, that's really good. That. So £1.07p a can can get you the best beer, the best standard lager that you can get in a supermarket. There you go. It's not bad that for that price, is it really? I mean, that is actually cheap lager championship prices, really, but it was too high a percentage to be in the cheap lager championship. But there you go. So there you are. So if you want a beer, if you want a cheap lager, that's the best you can get. Look no further than Sabor. But it's not for everybody. If you don't like your lagers malty, then you're not going to like Sabor. But I say, if you don't like your lagers malty, Red Stripe. That's it, really. Can I think of any others that are not? Birmapelli as well. So there you go. So a few thoughts. Let's do a few thoughts as well before I finish. So Sabor is officially the winner. But that doesn't mean it's going to be the best for everybody. Okay, I would recommend Red Stripe, very much so. Especially if you like a little bit different than the other lagers. But if you don't like that taste, that unique taste that Red Stripe has, then you're not going to like Red Stripe. I do think Birmapelli is a really good lager. And did it get beat? I think it got beaten. Did it get beaten by this? I think it got beaten. Yeah, it got beaten by this. So your Birmapelli got beaten by this. So it shows how good it is. Could that be the second best lager? I don't know. But I would say top 3 in the championship is this, Champignoils, Birmapelli. I think they're the best 3 that were in the championship, really. I think Grande probably comes a close 4th. I can't remember what knocked Grande out now, really. I've got the things in front of me. Should we look at what knocked Grande? I still can't believe Grande went out as early as it did. What did I knock Grande out? It knocked out in the first round, didn't it? I think it knocked out in a prelim. Oh, it was a prelim, wasn't it? It was an extra prelim. I think it was the Perlenbacher Pils. I think I shoved the Perlenbacher Pils in against the Grande. I might be wrong. And it beat the Grande because it was a really good Pils. But then the Perlenbacher Pils got beaten by the Cruz Campo, which is bizarre. That got beaten by the Red Stripe. So it's a funny old game. It really is. So, any of those could have been, the Perlenbacher Pils might have had a good day against the Grande, but not as good a day against the Cruz Campo. Or maybe Cruz Campo, Perlenbacher and Grande are all amazing beers, but were beaten by the Red Stripe. I don't know. Who does know? It's a strange game, this. But that's Sabor. Can't stop drinking it. I'm really glad that I bought a 4-pack because I've got 3 more cans to drink. But it is officially the winner of the Big Lager Championship 2025. Nothing more to say. Till next time, have a good one.